Hello everyone, my name is Tony Waldman from OtakuKart, and today we have the incredible pleasure of chatting with the live-action Mr. 3 actor from the One Piece Netflix series. He captivated us since his debut movie performance in The Dark Knight, and continued with other roles in the DC and Marvel universes. He has made his mark in the horror genre with Late Night with the Devil, was a guest on Dexter Resurrection, and soon to be M. Bison in the Street Fighter live action coming out this year. Please welcome the only person you know that interviews people in coffins, David Dastmalchian. I think that's my best intro yet.
That is great. I love that. Thanks, man. How are you? I'm David. Nice to see everybody.
David, thank you so much for being here on behalf
Thanks for
of
having me.
OtakuKart and the fan base. And it is quite a fan base, as I'm sure you've experienced already. So we have OtakuKart has some One Piece discords with lots of members who voted on various questions to ask you.
Best fans. It's crazy. The fandom from One Piece. I only knew the fandom of One Piece previously through because my son is such a big manga collector and reader. And so he had read all of the One Piece books. And then we started getting into the anime right before the live action series came about. So I knew it was a dense and really avid fan base. But once I got cast, oh my gosh, it's amazing. It's an incredible fan base. I mean, they're so dedicated.
Yes. So is there kind of a difference between being cast in something that you already know and is close to your heart as opposed to something that just kind of you don't really know much about?
There is a difference. The factors that went into influencing, just like it doesn't acting. I love acting so much. It doesn't matter if I'm playing, Iago in a production of Othello. The reality is thousands of other people have already brought this role to life and had their own interpretations, their own spin on it. That's why multiple actors can play the same role. It's very hard sometimes for people to get their head around, well, the best Joker is so-and-so, or the best Batman is this person, or the best Captain America is this person. It's like, I understand that because that's what you first saw when you fell in love with a thing and your heart was so attached to it. But remember, for hundreds of years, numerous Hamlets have brought people to their knees, right? So with Mr. 3, I had a number of factors to contend with. One, that everyone who's read and loved the manga has such a special place in their heart for him and the way they've already imagined him sounding or moving or looking in their minds. Then you've got the only two versions I've seen, although there's hundreds of other languages in the world that it's been, translated into, but I've done both subbed and dubbed versions of the anime. So I've heard the English-speaking Mr. 3, who has such a distinct voice. Mm-hmm. The original actors who played Mr. 3 by voice. It's a lot. And then I have the fact that this is such a special book to my son and to so many other people. Like, you want to honor the tradition, and you want people to feel like this is in the space with which their imagination and their heart already holds for Mr. 3. But at the same time, I want to bring David to the performance. What makes it unique other than just, because otherwise you just have AI do it, right? Otherwise right. You could just be like, give us a computer generated printout of what would be an amalgam of what everyone already loves. You have to take some risk. You have to bring yourself to it. So there was a lot of thought that went into that. And luckily for me, the people behind the show, the producers, the directors, everyone that I worked with collaboratively, they were really on board with helping me. I tried to find gestures and poses that felt iconic to me from, say, the manga or the anime. I also tried to find vocal inflections at certain times that paid tribute to those who've come before me. But I also wanted to make him my own. So you always get a little bit nervous because you hope that the fans go, oh, okay, that's his interpretation.
Right. I love your attention to detail and it's amazing. Your love of the craft is incredible. So we had a bunch of fans vote on various questions to ask you. The number one question that fans asked was about your number 3 hairpiece. How many hours did it actually take to get that iconic 3 hairpiece standing perfectly every morning?
the hair and makeup team on One Piece is incredible. The special effects team, the costume team, the everybody. I mean, the set is amazing. Wait till you see this season. You're going to freak out. The Grand Line looks amazing. But my process was several hours. And I would go into the hair and makeup trailer, because we wanted to find the right skin tone for me. I shaved all the hair off of my body because I wanted to be like waxy and smooth, and I'm a hairy dude.
Wow.
The hair itself, I don't want to give away all the magic and mystery of it, but let's just say they did such a phenomenal job figuring out how to make it work. And it took a long time, but it was worth every second. It was every time. I mean, and they were amazing. They made it as efficient as absolutely possible. And they would bring me little smoothies and yummy drinks so I could just stay in the chair and rest and get ready to go and be Mr. 3.
That's awesome. So excited to just see the whole package. Was there a specific scene from the manga that you were most excited or nervous to film? I don't know how much you're allowed to talk about with that, but...
The stuff that I was the most nervous to film was the stuff from the manga and the anime that takes place in Little Garden when created my masterpiece, and I've been able to lure the Straw Hats into my domain, and I've created this incredible candelabra. It's a lot of power to command, and I've played in recent years a few characters who have to command a lot of power, and to do so in a way that is authentic to the character that Oda created by utilizing, his special ability from the wax fruit. It's like there's something in there that to me was like, you can't just be scary. You can't just be mean and nasty. There's artistry to Mr. 3. There's a psychopathy to Mr. 3. There's a stillness to Mr. 3 that really yearns to just have those calm moments to sip tea and reflect on the incredible achievements that he's done. So that really was, I would say I was the most nervous about that, but it was also the most rewarding when we were filming it because the production team literally constructed a giant functioning candelabra for me. There was wax snowing all over. I mean, it was insane, dude.
That's
amazing.
It was amazing. And you are just so perfect to play such a complex character, considering your range and everything. So excited to see that.
Well, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm going to have I actually bought Earl Grey tea for this.
Yeah, you did. I appreciate that.
I'm drinking Earl Grey tea. Okay. Who in the cast is the most like their character when the cameras stop rolling?
Oh, definitely. I would say there's no question that they found the real Luffy.
Oh, yes. I think even Oda has said that himself. Like
Kiki is Luffy. He
Wow.
is energetic, as loving, as good-hearted, as creative, as boundless, childlike as the character we love from the book. And he has he's a really warm human being, and he made my kids feel so special when they were on set. I get choked up thinking about it. I remember he was getting ready to do a take, and he was like, "This one's for Arlo, and this one's for Penny."
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. Incredible. Okay. If you could choose one other devil fruit power just for a day, which one would you pick?
That's such a good question. Okay. It's cold and flu season in Los Angeles, in the country, in the world. And I'm not saying that I want to burn anything down. And I certainly don't want violence, and I don't want to encourage violence.
Sure.
But man, would it feel powerful to be able to pick a booger and flip it and have it explode. Yeah, that would be pretty freaking cool.
Mr. 5.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? If I could be Luffy for a day, so we have the way my house works. Like my kids, I put them to bed, but they're on the second floor, and my son is like way down the hall, and my daughter's down the other hall. Mm-hmm. And every night I get them to bed, and then I go down and I sit on my couch to like catch up on work or read or watch a show. And inevitably they call over the banister like, "Can I please get water?" And I want to be a good dad, and I want to bring it to them, but I'm always like, "Can't you get your own water?" Imagine if I could just like reach like Mr. Fantastic, like Luffy himself, and grab that water.
I think
That's
Oda himself
really basic,
said,
boring answer, but I think it's my truth.
Well, I think Oda one time himself said, when he wanted to draw something, if a pencil was so far out of reach, he wanted that ability.
All right, one last question from the Discord group. Give it to me. What's
Okay.
hit me?
As you know, One Piece is famous for unique laughs. Did you develop a signature Mr. 3 chuckle for the show?
Yes.
Yes.
Now
Okay.
but like I said, you do that. You create the voice inspired by the tradition that comes before you,
Right.
right? But you
Right.
want to bring your own take on it. These are the things, dude, that I kind of have to detach myself at this point from like the internet or social media because people are going to have their opinions.
Right.
And I hope and I pray that people are happy with it and that they enjoy what the direction that I went. But it also breaks your heart whenever you see some diehard fan that's like, that's not how I imagined it all. So I made choices. I'm very proud of the voice that I was able to create. I'm very grateful that everyone around me was supportive of those. And I hope and I pray the fans enjoy. And thank you guys. Thank you for being a fan. Thank you for all the support and love you guys give the One Piece family. I'm so lucky to be a part of the One Piece family. I think this show is going to blow people's minds. I know it is. And it's really cool to be a part of a global community.
Mhm.
We're so often, lulled into believing that we are isolated by where we live or the language that we speak. But One Piece is proof that we're all really connected, and I love that about the show.
Ah, love it. We're so lucky to have you in the show. Thank you,
Thanks,
David.
Tony. You're
Thank you so
awesome,
much.
dude. All
Thank
right,
you,
have a
man.
beautiful day.
Oh, you too. Thank you.
Thanks, man. Bye.